guys, this is SoFlo Josh, and today I have the pleasure of reviewing this beautiful 2020 Subaru CrossTrek. So with this CrossTrek, it's being powered by a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine. Subaru has boxer engines for basically almost every single model they have. Well, actually they do have it for every single model. Has 157 horsepower and 160 pound-feet of torque out of the CVT automatic transmission with all-wheel drive. Of course, Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive. So getting to the front end, you have this beautiful Subaru grille right here. You see it has like kind of like a hexagonal shape over here. I love the way it gives you kind of like a sporty feeling. You have this black plastic cladding that you'll see all around the vehicle to make it look more rugged. Remember, this is basically a lifted Subaru Impreza, but overall, I love the way this is. You do have 8.6 inches of ground clearance when you do get the CrossTrek as a whole. Getting into the side here, you have your halogen type headlights. They are not LED at all. You can get the LED probably on the limited and the hybrid trim. Of course, for the 2021, they probably changed this whole entire housing right here as a whole. We'd love to see DRLs for probably the next generation version of the Subaru CrossTrek or 2022 model year. So with that being said, you do have bulb type turn signal here. You do have your fog line still here. Good thing that I love the way they added the fog light here, because it gives you back to that old Subaru off-roading rally crossing that you know and love every single time you see that beautiful Subaru WRX STI go on those snow trails, go on the mud and everything like that. You remember of this housing as a whole. Very nicely done. Getting onto the side over here, Subaru did something a little weird with this vehicle, in my opinion. They didn't add the black plastic cladding over here, and I think there's a reason why that's the case. Probably for aerodynamic purposes, from the airflow going over here. Probably there's some kind of deficiency situation here, which would reduce the drag coefficient along the side of the profile of the car, which would end up adding less miles per gallon with terrible airflow as a whole. Getting into the wheels here, you have your 17-inch rims right here, nicely done. You have black inserts with the aluminum finishes right here. Love the way these things look. They're very nicely done. They are in the G-Lander G91 wheels, Yokohama. Very nicely done. I love the way it is. I've seen a lot of people actually change these wheels out and add off-road wheels and rims, which is pretty awesome. You do have that black plastic cladding I was mentioning up front, all along the side sill and all the way to the rear of the vehicle. Getting to the side over here, you have your matching colored mirror caps right here. You do also get your blind spot detection with this model. They are an option on the premium, but they are standard on the limited. You also do have proximity key. You press right here and it locks the vehicle. You put over here, you actually press it again and it unlocks the vehicle. Getting to the side, as you mentioned, same thing, body cladding all around, and I love that about an SUV. SUVs have to have body cladding. They're so much more better. So getting to the rear over here, you do have LED brake lights here, but you have your turn signal and your reverse light over here. They are both bulb type, which I don't understand why Subaru did that. They could have done something a little bit different in that aspect as a whole. But overall, love the design. It's a very, you have that lobster claw kind of finish right there. You do have your Subaru logo right here with the symmetrical all-wheel drive. They are finished in the chrome material, not the blacked out. I would love to see maybe an Onyx version of this come out at some point. But overall, love the aesthetics over here. You have your rear diffuser. Good thing is your tailpipe is actually pushed up more into the bumper, so then you have better departure angle, so you won't scrape that tailpipe and then close it up and probably have carbon monoxide going into your cabin. You do have your deflectors over here with your body cladding. Love the way they did it. Very nicely done. Overall, like the way that the style is in the back. Opening up the trunk, this is not a power tailgate at all. As you see, you do have a handle over here to put it down. But overall, love the space you get in here. It's very, very large, as you see right here. I love how much length you have across. You do have your tonneau cover over here. As you see, you do also have your LED lighting right here on the side. This does has the LED package, upgraded package, that you can get as an option for all CrossTreks, except for the hybrid. You do also have little hooks here for your bags, your milk bags and stuff like that, and you have some tie downs over there. You also do have, which is a great thing about the Subarus, is you have a spare tire. A lot of car companies only give you a fix-a-flat, which is very disappointing, but Subaru does not disappoint you at all with that aspect at all. So that's a great thing. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the cabin of this beautiful Subaru CrossTrek. So getting into the cabin, you have this very nicely soft touch material up here in the top. You have this cloth material here that actually mimics the seats over here. I'll show you that in a minute. You have a very nice softly padded armrest right here. You do have automatic for the front windows only, not the rear. You have a door and unlock system, and like I was mentioning earlier, you have your blind spot detection right over there. So with the seats, very nicely soft touch cloth seats, and they're very nicely bolstered all around. Love this insert material over here. It differentiates. They have so many. Subaru is great with doing seat designs. They have different textures for each locations. You know, you have your middle insert right here, you have your side inserts, and then you have your exterior inserts right here that all add up, and it does a phenomenal job. And one thing I love about Subarus as well is this whole entire stitching here, the orange stitching. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the cabin. Let's go ahead and start this bad boy up. Remember, this is a 2-liter turbocharged, not turbo, this is a 2-liter four-cylinder boxer engine. So with that being said, let's go ahead and close the door. You do have your analog gauges up front, very, very nicely crisp and designed. Center gauge right here, probably about, I would say, a 4-inch gauge. It tells your MPG, your miles you have, and how much fuel you currently have. You also have an information base over here. You do have 240 miles. This is basically almost half a tank of gas, so 98 degrees outside. This is South Florida. It's summertime. It makes sense why it's 98. You also have your air conditioning settings right there where it tells you. You also have your 6.5-inch Starlink touchscreen display over here. Very nicely done. Love it. You also have a home button, so you can go to your home button. You do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard. I'm very pleased to tell you that. Subaru does have that in here. You do have your climate controls down here. You have your CVT over here. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse. And you see here, the camera quality is not the best, but it's still enough to, you know, help with backing up. The majority of the time, they only offer these backup cameras anyways for, you know, a help, not really a necessity to have. You have your heated seats over here. Would love to see ventilated seats at some point for the next generation model. You have your X mode here, and you have your traditional handbrake here. Love that. With this model, you have your opening here for the center console right here. Very nicely done. They have like a little card holder over there just in case if you need to get into your complex. You can put your card there, which is very, very great. A lot of space down there. You also have a charging outlet right there. And you also have this little cubby area where you have a USB, and you also have a charging port right here as well as an aux, which is great, which is a lot of connectivity for the vehicle. You do have a huge from the factory side mirror right here that tells you your compass. I believe this is an option to get the this type of functionality. You also have, not standard in the premium, but an option in the premium, these eyesight technology, Subaru safety tech. Very phenomenal. A lot of people have been saying they love the eyesight technology as a whole. But you also do have, on the steering wheel, you have your paddle shifters to simulate those CVT gears if you want to go ahead and get a little bit rowdier. You do have a sport mode and an intelligent mode right here. Love it. Everything about this car is very, very nice. I love the way this front end feels. You have a lot of leg room, a lot of space in here. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the back. Getting into the back seat, this is actually a hard plastic compared to the front. You do still have the exact same texture as I mentioned for the seats here. You have a carbon fiber-esque material that carries on from the front to the back. So these seats are nicely bolstered here in the bottom, better for cornering. Not as much bolstering here, but love the way they look. To fold down the seats, you have to press this little here, and then you fold it down. Relatively flat right here. Very nicely done, Subaru. I love, you know, flat seats folding down. better for more, taking a TV inside of this vehicle. So we're getting into the back seat. You have a lot of leg room. Let me tell you, you have a ton of leg room. You have about a three inches of leg room back here. My feet feel phenomenal underneath the seat. The seat is a little lowered, but overall the seating position up here is very high. Love it. Even though it's high, Subaru has this little concave area right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a little concave area right here. With that being said, I have about 3 inches of headroom, and I'm 6 foot tall. So with that being said, you have no air vents here. It makes sense because this is a compact utility vehicle, and you don't need that because a lot of the air conditioning is going to be coming to the rear over here. Though I would love to see connectivity back here for charging outlets. Maybe the only reason why Subaru didn't do that was because of the fact that it has a charging area right here for a USB or a regular plug. Though one thing you won't get in the premium is a center cup holder area, but you still get the ones on the door, which is perfectly fine. But overall, I would honestly recommend you go for maybe the limited trim to get that feature. A lot of car companies actually do this. Even Hyundai does this with their Kona. So as a whole, it's typical. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take this bad boy out for a drive. So let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. As you see right here, traditional shifter, and I also have Apple CarPlay enabled right here. It's a touchscreen display, and you have all your information right there, as you see. Well, let's go ahead and take it out for a drive. So remember, this vehicle is a 2-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine. All Subaru has boxer engines, even the BRZ does. And with that being said, it is powered by the CVT transmission. It has 157 horsepower, 160 pound-feet of torque. So let's go ahead and take it out to this road over here, and let's see how much actual horsepower it has. And let's go ahead and take it out. It has substantial enough amount of power to get on to merging onto a highway, but I do think that in some point Subaru should offer a turbocharged engine, maybe the WRX turbocharged engine that's going to be coming out in the 2022 model, the 2.4 liter turbo. It needs it. It really does need it, and Subaru also offers the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated engine, but it's still naturally aspirated. It's not turbocharged. It makes a little bit more horsepower, but it's not substantial enough to go ahead and have it for daily driving. I think Subaru should invest in putting in the WRX engine in here. A lot of people have been really honestly wishing to get the WRX engine inside of here as a whole. So it makes total sense to offer a turbocharged engine, and especially with the whole entire segment right now, other automakers in this segment offer the 2.0 liter turbo. They need to. I think Subaru needs to offer it. But other than that, the transmission feels phenomenal. CVT has improved a lot for Subaru. To be honest with you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really like CVTs too much, but this CVT feels phenomenal. So getting into the touchscreen, remember I mentioned it's 6.5. You could get an 8-inch touchscreen display as an option. But overall, you have every single information here. You have your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can play all your music through there. Everything is well done. So, but overall, the way that this car feels is actually very, very well done. The seating position is phenomenal. The acceleration is not the best, but it's very soft in riding. And I have to say, I love the way that Subaru has done this model. It's not too harsh. It's perfect balance of ride comfort, if you get what I mean. You sit very high for seating position, but that makes total sense. You're in a compact utility vehicle. You don't need to be sitting all the way low to the ground like a BMW coupe. You're in a SUV, so it makes total sense to have this type of height for the seating position. But overall, love the way that this car feels. I'm going to go ahead and put it into sport mode, the SI drive. And of course, that's going to make the throttle response a little bit better. So let's go ahead whenever this Grand Cherokee goes, I'm gonna go ahead and put some gas in it. Oh, you could feel a little bit of difference in throttle response. Actually, you feel a lot of difference, and I'm very surprised that the Subaru still hasn't offered a turbocharged engine. You know, I would love to see Subaru change that up a bit. I need to see a little bit of difference from them. But overall, love the way this is. This car feels great in the back seat, feels great in the front seat. You have a lot of comfortability all around. It feels very wide for a compact utility vehicle. And I gotta applaud Subaru for making a vehicle like this. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. It'll help out a lot. And let me know what you think about the CrossTrek. Do you think Subaru should offer the turbocharged engine? If that's the case, message Subaru on social media outlets and probably talk to their PR team to see if maybe they can go ahead and offer the CrossTrek with a turbocharged engine. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.